We would like to welcome the students, family, friends, and selected faculty of Howard Lake Waverly Winstead High School as our guests. We hope you will enjoy the induction ceremony. This event is sponsored by our chapter of the Minnesota Honor Society with the purpose of inducting new members. This evening's program is devoted to an explanation of the underlying principles of the Honor Society and to a simple but impressive ritual of induction for the newly selected members. Students who excel in scholarship may be selected into membership provided they measure up to the requirements of leadership, service, and character. This candle lighting ceremony symbolizes the 4 aims of MHS. The emblem of the Honor Society is the flaming torch. Our president, Gwen Schmidt, will now lead us in saying the pledge and then explain the significance of the torch.
Okay, I'm going to say the pledge now. So if we can all look at the flag and stand up, remove any hats. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic to which we stand, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The torch, from the earliest of times, has been the emblem of knowledge. Unlighted, it has no power to lead and guide. It is of no effect until the touch of a match ignites it with a vital and beautiful flame. Just so, the knowledge, the wisdom, and the inspiration that are buried in the great treasure of books and hidden in the minds of men and women are valueless until, by faithful study, we unlock these treasure houses and make them give up their store for the use of mankind. As man has long lighted a torch to guide him into dark places, so all men who seek truth must be held firm and true to the purposes of life by the virtues presented in this symbol. I will now light the candle of knowledge and truth.
The flame of this candle signifies wisdom and high scholarship. First of the requirements for admission is scholarship. MHS members have inquiring minds, a capacity for hard work, and an eagerness for knowledge. The members have been chosen first of all because of their high scholastic standing and faithfulness to their studies.
The torch I light is the candle that embodies leadership and growth. Those who dare to stand upon their own initiative are the leaders of life, but while leading, they must grow by listening to those who are superior, by heeding the advice of those who are wiser, and by reading and studying the words of those who are more learned. The price of leadership is sacrifice, willing to yield one's own personal interest for the interest of others, and a willingness to give up one's own time and personal preferences for the sake of others.
The flame of this candle is the flame of service. It means more than work. It is the striving and laboring for the benefit of others. There are various forms of service that an MHS member may render. Service to one's school, service to one's home and family, service to one's community and country. The members of MHS will constantly strive to put others before their own pleasure, help those who are less fortunate than themselves, and will service in every possible way for their school, community, and country.
The candle I light represents the purity of character, which seems to be the essence of life. The Minnesota Honor Society recognizes the development of good character in the individual as of supreme importance. The student whose character is expressed through his or her personality works with a purpose, scorns shame and pretense, keeps the mind open, and is awake for new ideas. The members of MHS have been chosen because of recognized qualities of character.
In Eastern lands they talk of flowers, and they tell and garland their ideas and cares. This symbolism of the Minnesota Honor Society has been defined to us. The flowers in which the members will hold are the attributes to these qualities in relationship to color. That color performs many functions in nature and has been proved by science. Not only is the office of nature's melodies in fine hues and tints to please the eye, but it also has abstract significance.
White, symbolic of purity and truth. We find in the art of the Middle Ages friendship draped in white. Thus, it becomes symbolic of character.
Pink, divine wisdom, value, strength, and an attribute to dignity. It becomes symbolic of scholarship.
Purple, power, the regal color denoting superiority, becomes symbolic of leadership.
Red brings to our minds bravery, courage, valor, and the blare of trumpets, the call to arms, symbolic of service.
To obtain the desired colors in the art as we find in nature, its components must be blended. Thus, we should blend character, scholarship, leadership, and service with hope to find the road to yesterday and learn to build for the road that leads to tomorrow.
Now the four torches representing scholarship, leadership, service, and character have been lit. Each has its own place in the life of a student, but each light is small and flickering by itself. It needs the lending of others to give the full, rich flame.
In a moment, we will read the list of candidates who have been chosen by the Faculty Council as exemplifying these four qualities and who are therefore worthy of membership in the Minnesota Honor Society. We will present membership certificates to each student. Will the candidates please come to the front when your name is called? Each new member will be asked to sign the Laker Chapter MHS register. You will light your candle off of the central candle and then receive membership certificates. Following lighting your individual candle, please step onto the risers. The audience is asked to please hold your applause until all candidates have been presented. Please call forth the candidates at this time.
Junior inductee Brooke Ballman, sophomore inductees Ivy Foshing, Riley Hintz, Riley Clems, Kaylee Lenars, Lahib Nasir, Taylor Parkin, Madison Reamer, Mallory Thorson, and Madeline Tussin. Please join me in expressing our heartiest congratulations for our new members.
On behalf of the Faculty Council and the students of Howard Lake Waverly Winston High School, I hereby accept these candidates as full-fledged members of this society. I hope they will be found worthy of the trust we have placed in them. At this point in time, if we could have our new members stand up. Okay, you guys can come forward and find your spot.
I will now have the candidates recite the Minnesota Honor Society pledge as printed in the program. Please repeat after me. I pledge myself to uphold the high purposes of the Minnesota Honor Society, to which I have been elected. I will be true to the principles for which it stands. I will be loyal to my school and maintain and encourage high standards of scholarship, service, leadership, and character.
At this point in time, if you guys can come down, and we're going to have you sign our membership log. So go ahead. You have pledged yourselves to maintain in high purposes of the Minnesota Honor Society. I congratulate you. It marks the recognition of work well done thus far. May it bring to you and to others an inspiration to go forward to greater achievements. At this point, we will begin the teacher recognition portion of the program, starting with Gwyn and Morgan.
Mrs. Daly, I am so grateful to have had you as my band and advisory teacher for the past 4 years. I'm thankful for all the time we've spent together, all of the stories we've shared, and all of the things you've taught me. Not to mention, I also really appreciate all the food I ate during band and advisory. Because of prizes, the advisory potluck, and your sheer generosity. When I first began high school, I was really nervous to play in band because I was the only French horn, and I was just a freshman in a band full of older kids. You helped me feel more comfortable, and you helped me to grow my confidence over the years. I'm a much better and confident musician today thanks to you. Outside of band and in advisory, I always look forward to talking and spending time with you because I can tell you care about and support me in everything I do. Whenever we talk, I always have a good time and I feel like I've learned something. It's been fun seeing how similar we are in advisory, like how we are both sort of perfectionists and how we both have a similar sense of humor. Yes, Mrs. Daly, I do actually laugh at your bad band jokes even when you think no one else is. Overall, I want to thank you for everything you've done for me throughout my high school experience. I've enjoyed every last second of it, and it's been even better knowing that you were there for me through it all.
What makes a good teacher? Is it their ability to teach their students or subject, or their ability to connect with them? With Mrs. Daly, we don't even have to ask that question because she does both. She has taught most, if not all, of her band students not only how to play their own music, but also how to help each other play it extremely well. She is always there for her students when they are going through a rough time, whether it be personally or academically. Mrs. Daly has been my band teacher for almost 4 years now. She has watched me improve both in my music and as a person. While I will be the first one to say I am by no means a spectacular trumpet player, Mrs. Daly has never made me feel as though I was unwelcomed in our band because of my struggles. She has helped me work on improving both my confidence and independence in playing through the pieces of music she has picked out for us and in our countless lessons we have had together. And while I'm continuously impressed by her ability to take an extremely difficult piece and teach me how to play it as something beautiful and easy sounding, I am even more impressed with her ability to help each of her students individually. Mrs. Daly has helped me through countless personal problems, whether it was me crying during our lessons because I felt extremely overwhelmed, or giving me a simple task to do when I get so bored I think I might go crazy. I want to thank Mrs. Daly for being one of the best teachers I have ever had, for letting me hang out in her classroom all the time, and for helping to shape me into the person I am today. Thank you.
Profe, I first entered your class sophomore year ready to learn about the Spanish language, and I walked in and I sat myself down and you spoke in Spanish that whole first class period practically, and I was like, oh no. Now I sit in Spanish 3, and your instructions are still almost always in Spanish, but for the most part, the constant oh no is not running through my mind. I've always loved learning, but it takes a special kind of teacher to make learning so engaging and so rewarding. An activity may spark our interest, but watching someone else have a passion for something is what allows us to enjoy, learn, and share in the same passions. I only thought I would be taking the 2 years of foreign language classes that most colleges require for entrance, but I took a 3rd year of Spanish because I enjoyed learning from someone who has a passion for what they teach. I am also grateful that not only am I learning about another language in your classes, but that I learn more about myself and the world when you allow genuine and thoughtful discussions in our classroom. Aiden, who has been in all these Spanish classes with me, just calls that getting off topic, but I love our discussions nevertheless. I am grateful that you have broken the formality that exists between student-teacher relations and will engage in real conversations with me, whether they are about my life, your adorable children, or Dirks Bentley. I love every story you have ever told, especially the ones you've told more than once, and that you preface every story with, "Have I ever told you the story about?" especially when it ends with Dirk Bentley saying to me in concert. I am grateful that your classroom has become a place I feel I can just walk into and be welcomed. I'm thankful that you gave me the opportunity to be a teacher's assistant because we spent so much time working together and talking about our lives, or the times I came in during the summer finishing who knows what project. I think a bond has grown over all those graded Spanish assignments, MHS projects, and some stored runs texting whether I should pick up this or that for activities. Thank you for much advice and for what has allowed me to further pursue Spanish education in college and where I will work for the opportunity to learn more about life studying my major abroad. Thank you.
Profe, thank you so much for teaching me to have more confidence in myself and to be more open to trying new things. I tried lots of new things in Spanish class, such as eating a weird spicy mango sucker, trying lots of new foods, and buying my first cactus when we went to the Festival of Nations. When I first entered your classroom, I was just a scared freshman, mostly because I couldn't understand a single word of the Spanish you were speaking, but over time I learned to love Spanish and I became pretty good at it. You really helped me become so much more confident and open, and I'm so grateful that I was able to have you as my teacher.
Tonight, I would like to recognize Ms. Graves for being the hardworking, passionate person she is. Although I did not get to spend as much time in her classroom as I wanted to, she had a great impact on my experience in high school. From taking her finance and marketing classes, I realized what I wanted to do in college. In student council, she willingly does everything she can to put on various events for the high school and make them the best possible. She does many things that are underappreciated, and I want her to know that I am greatly appreciative to have been one of her students and STUCO members. I look up to her in the sense that she does things that go beyond her job description for kids that need help. I would also love to have the same energy she does so early in the mornings. Although I am not a very talkative person, whenever we had chats about school or life, she would listen and give great advice. Thank you, Ms. Graves.
First, I would just like to start off by saying thank you to all the staff here at Howard Lake Waverly Winstead for making my high school experience so enjoyable. It was very hard for me to choose just one person to honor because there are so many people who have helped me, and I greatly appreciate it. But there is one person in particular who really stood out to me, and that was Mr. Morbeck. Mr. Morbeck, from the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you for all you have done for me. Ever since I came here, you welcomed me with open arms and have always been willing to help me. No matter how confused I got or how much I wanted to give up on math, you never gave up on me and always believed in me. However, you did much more than just help me with math. I have you to thank for many of the amazing qualities I've acquired over these past 4 years. You've helped me to build a very strong work ethic and be diligent in all things I do. You've helped me to see my true worth and potential. You've greatly boosted my self-confidence and helped me to see that I can do anything I set my mind to. Because of you, I've pushed myself to do things I never thought I could and achieve way more than I ever imagined. You have always been there to support me and upbuild me, both when I was struggling and succeeding. Whenever I needed an ear to listen, I could always count on you. As much as I've personally benefited from you, you've also taught me to work well with others and always be willing to help out with a caring attitude. I can't imagine what my high school experience would have been like without you. Thank you, Mr. Morbeck, and I'm going to miss you.
Mr. Morbeck, thank you for taking little 7th grade me and turning me into the man I am today. If you consider me a man, like, I don't know yet. That's up to you guys. But Mr. Morbeck is someone that I could always rely on to be there for me. Some examples of this was section track meet in 10th grade, and then making my college decision. At track, I didn't perform to how I wanted to, and I was just pissed off at the world. absolutely just hating life. Mr. Morbeck came up to me and he was like, use this anger to fuel your training for next year. And I took that to heart, and I really pushed myself that next off season. Sadly, we didn't have a season, but you live and you learn. And then when I was making my college decision, I wanted someone outside of my family to give me their opinion, and I knew Mr. Morbeck would be perfect for that, and he gladly accepted that. Mr. Morbeck has always inspired me and pushed me to be the best I can, whether that be just a person in general, academically, athletically. When I had him as a teacher, he always expected the most from me. When I had him as a coach, he'd push me to my limits. Like, he'd first beat me in reps, but then I started getting older and I started beating him. And then finally, as a person, he always talked about how we need to represent Howard Lake as a good athlete and like just a good person when we'd go to different locations for meets. Thank you, Mr. Morbeck. Oh, wait. Not to flex or anything, but I also have a hug from Mr. Morbeck. I got it after cross country. If any of you are in track or cross country, you know how hard it is to get a hug from this man.
The teacher I will be appreciating tonight is a Miss Alexandra Thrasher. I'd like to start off by saying most people don't get the great privilege of calling her Zan Thrash, but I get to, so that's an accomplishment. Miss Thrasher, you have been my teacher for 6 long years, and I know it's been a long time because I know I was an annoying middle schooler. You have made high school and middle school very bearable and very enjoyable. On a bad day, you are always a small ray of sunshine, shining powerful and bright. Your class is always fun, even when you were musically urgent. You are such a big inspiration to the students here, myself included. You have helped me become more confident as a musician and a person. I hope we can get some coffee this summer and talk before I leave for school. Maybe even babysit your kid once or twice. Thank you for agreeing to be called Zan Thrash all the time. I will miss you. I will miss singing with varsity choir, first hour in the morning, and I will miss the days of helping you with contests, even if they were wild. I cannot wait to see you grow the choir program here, and I wish you all the best. Thank you for stumbling into HLWW's choir position, and it really changed my life for me and the others here. Thank you.
Mrs. O, thanks to classes I have taken with you, I have learned valuable information about both biology and what I want to do later in my life. Because of the classes you taught, I was able to realize how much I like biology and create a plan for my future that involved that field. Your classes helped teach me useful skills like critical thinking and the Krebs cycle. While one is a bit more of a useful skill in your everyday life, hopefully the other will end up being useful if I ever end up on a game show. Other extremely useful information I learned thanks to you is that the mitochondria is of course the powerhouse of the cell, the names of old people who became famous for staring at wine corks, pea plants, and finches, and names of countless enzymes that I forgot the second that unit was over. So in order to thank you for all you taught me, I thought that I would write you a thank you letter. However, with the major impact you had on my life, I felt that a simple thank you letter with bad biology jokes just wasn't quite enough. And since the normal class you teach is full of barely controllable sophomores, I apologize to those on stage, and you'll have a freshman advisory next year with even less controllable students, I figured the best way to thank you is by making it so you finally had something to help control your class, an air horn. Thank you for all you have done, Mrs. O. I will never forget you.
Firstly, I would like to say that choosing just one teacher to honor was a difficult task for me. Tonight, I would like to honor Mrs. Kinirza. She has been a very impactful teacher to me and a coach to me over the past 6 years. Her generosity and kindness are some of the many reasons why I look up to Mrs. Kinirza. She's always been someone that I could talk to, even after I left the middle school. She has taught me to persevere through tough times and how to keep a positive attitude. Her influence and guidance has led me to be the person I am today, and I can't be thankful enough for it.
Good evening, everybody. Congratulations to our new members. You enter into an organization with a long history of success and giving back to our communities, and I look forward to seeing your impact here at school. To our seniors, congratulations on the positive impact that you made on our school and our communities. This is not the first time you'll hear this year, but we know you'll do great things as you head off into the world after June 6th. To the parents, thank you for supporting all these students currently, and especially over the last year, the impact that we've had here at school and the immense support that you've given. As I said, it's been needed more than you'll ever know. Finally, thank you to everybody else that is here tonight. Thank you for attending tonight's induction ceremony. And we ask that as you leave, you head to the concession area for a cupcake and then make your way home, avoiding congregating. Once again, thank you, and please drive safe. Have a good evening, please.
And then you guys are probably going to want to hang out here for a little while because the spirits might want to take a picture. Why did you give them that?